Move, baby!
I need an ambulance. My girl got shot.
That was quite a scare. Stress can take a toll on anyone, especially a pregnant woman.
Just make sure you don't stress me out, trying not to stress me out.
Thanks for putting this together, Fatima.
My girl is growing a whole human and working full time.
Can I rub your feet while you go to sleep?
That sounds nice.
Can I rub your booty? Can I?
Okay, you gonna let me go to sleep or not?
I'm just asking.
Come on, boy, you can put me to sleep. You're being sued for custody and child support.
I take 2 steps forward and I get knocked 10 steps back.
We're gonna fight this, okay?
Zatima, you all right?
What was that? Leslie's in my house.
This is getting out of hand.
Zach cannot find out about this.
I'm not screaming. I'm not fighting nobody, but I'm also not negotiating.
Zach, I'm headed to the hospital.
Cancer spreading. Get me out of here, please! If something happened to you, man, I'll never forgive myself.
Look at me. I will be right there with you every step of the way.
Hey y'all, it's your Missniecytv, and I'm here to break down the trailer for Zatima Season 4. The trailer picks up with the aftermath of the repass and the big fight with Big Repo, and Big Repo pulling out his gun and shooting a shot, but we never knew where the shot landed, but it pointed into the direction of Fatima. Zach is running over to where Fatima was in the kitchen. He's like, baby, please, no. Everybody's standing around, and then we see Angela on the phone with the police, and she's like, we need an ambulance, my girl just got shot. Do I think Fatima got shot severely? No. But do I think it was a shoulder graze? Yeah. Of course they're not going to let Fatima get traumatically hurt because she's the star of the show. And there would be no Zatima without Fatima. Then we see that Fatima has finally made it to the hospital, and I think this hospital only has one doctor because this is the same doctor that Miss Gladys had. But we see the doctor telling Zach that stress could take a toll on anyone, especially someone in this condition. And Fatima's like, I don't need you to stress me out. Well, try not to stress me out. Fatima, if you know what, like I know, something happens to y'all almost every day. So if you don't want to be stressed out, I advise you to stay. But it's definitely not good for a pregnant woman to be stressed, but in Tyler Perry land, he doesn't care about that. But I'm glad that Fatima's okay and it wasn't nothing harmful to the baby or to her. Over at Zach and Fatima's, we see them having dinner with Preston, Deja, Bryce, and Angela, and them two are hosting. And I'm like, I wonder if it's a couples thing. Are Deja and Preston actually dating now? Preston tells Fatima, thank you for playing this, and then the camera pans over to Fatima, and we see that she doesn't have her blonde hair, and she's rocking her black natural hair. Zach finally got what he wanted, and he's able to see Fatima on natural. Or then we see Angela make a statement, and she's like, shout out to my girl, she's growing an entire human inside her body, and she's working full time. Angela got some new hair too, and I'm like, is this the season of new hair, new wigs, new people, new everything? But I'm glad that Tyler Perry is showcasing that women can be pregnant and still chase their dreams. We see Zach and Fatima laying in the bed together, and Zach is just looking at Fatima and admiring her while she's sleeping. But I also think that he's looking at her because he wants to get down to business. Then we see Zach talking to Fatima, and he's like, can I rub your feet while you go to sleep? Can I touch your booty? Can I touch you? And Fatima's like, go ahead, boy, you can put me to sleep. And I'm like, Fatima, you know Zach likes to touch it. Then we see Zach being served with some papers, and I'm like, could this be charges for the fight that he had with Jeremiah? Could this be aftermath of the video? Or could this be Belinda pressing charges on him for destroying her house? But it turns out it's none of those things. It's actually Michael's aunt trying to get full custody of Michael and get child support for Michael. How is that possible when Zach has full custody? Where did his aunt magically appear from? Because in the first 2 seasons, we heard nothing about her. Oh, this is why when Zach had that conversation with Aaron and Aaron came to check on him, he was like, I'm not doing good. I'm fighting for custody of my son. And that's why when Fatima was at the hospital and she was talking to Danny, when Danny asked her where Michael was, she's like, we share time with Michael's aunt. I think Michael's aunt saw the video of Zach fighting Jeremiah, and she thinks that because of this, Zach is unfit to be a great parent to Michael, so she is deciding to fight for custody and child support. Then we see Michael's aunt in court with her lawyer, and it looks like she's gonna put up a good fight. But it also looks like she's one of them people that think she's better than everybody. She's probably gonna use the video as evidence to show why Zach is an unfit parent. But trust me, I think Zach has definitely lawyered up, and he's gonna fight a good fight as well. And Zach is like, I take 2 steps forward and get knocked 10 steps back. Yes, you do, Zach, but I think you're going to come out on top on this one, and everything's going to be okay. One thing that Zach doesn't play about is his children. He'll go to the ends of the earth for them. So I know that he's not going to give up this easy. Fatima encourages Zach, and she's like, we're going to fight this, okay? One thing I love about Fatima is that she's a ride or die. She's not going to let Zach go into anything alone. Then we see Fatima at the law firm, and she's looking startled, and Andrew's like, Fatima, are you okay? And she's looking out the window, and she sees this batshit crazy girl, Leslie. Leslie is dressed up in the same exact outfit that Fatima's wearing, and I'm like, Leslie, you can't be that desperate. You can't be that delusional that you want to be just like Fatima, because that's how you can satisfy Malachi. Both you and Malachi are crazy and deranged. Then we see Zach and Fatima laying in their bed sleeping, and they hear stuff breaking, so it startles them at their sleep. And they go downstairs to check to see what's happening. And this girl, Leslie, is downstairs breaking. Fatima, I know some time has passed because your hair has changed. So why didn't you change the locks once you realized that Leslie could get into your house because she knows where the spare key is? Keep in mind that she broke into your house once before because you told her where the spare key was and she tried to sleep with Zach. If this wasn't a key sign that this girl needs to be in a mental hospital because she's crazy and deranged, but you just let her keep having access to you to do harm to you and your child? What if Malachi put her up to it, though? Because I remember the conversation that he had with Angela after Fatima rejected him. And he's like, I'll do anything that it takes to get her back. Then we have Angela talking to Fatima, and I think they're talking about the whole Leslie situation. And she's like, girl, this is getting out of hand. Girl, I know. Fatima needs to press charges on the girl and get her locked up. Then we have Fatima talking to Angela, and she's like, Zach can't find out about this. Girl, you know what happened the last time you kept something from Zach? You almost destroyed the whole city. Fatima, you must love seeing Zach go to jail because you want to keep secrets from him. You know that's his one deal breaker. So you can't get mad if he starts doing stuff crazy because he told you not to keep secrets from him and you're still doing it. Knowing, I guess something happened at the law firm with Leslie. I don't know why I'll keep giving this lady too many chances. Just press charges on her and get her locked up. Over at Rise Ventures, it looks like Zach and Bryce are about to get into an argument again until Preston stops it. I'm like, what could they possibly be arguing about? I know it's not the money. I know it's not the kid situation because Zach forgave Bryce for that and I decided to move on. Unless Bryce decided to mess up again. Bryce, Zach has given you way too many chances. Don't let Zach show you how he really gets down. I don't think you want to deal with that. Flashes back to the funeral scene, and it looks like Zach has definitely fought Jeremiah and gave Jeremiah the butt whooping of his life. Jeremiah definitely deserved because Zach was de-escalating the situation until you came downstairs and punched that man in the back of his head. And we see Zach, and it looks like he went to go see Dr. Reed about something, but it looks like he's also about to fight Dr. Reed. He's giving Dr. Reed that look like, nigga, try me. Dr. Reed probably hit one of Zach's triggers and Zach didn't want to hear it, and all he knows how to do is fight, so that's what he resorted to. But it looks like he came to this session with Connie. I wonder if it has to do something with Connie and the cancer situation, or does it have to do something with Fatima, and he brought Connie as moral support. But it definitely does look like Zach does end up punching Dr. Reed, and Dr. Reed gonna learn this lesson. Then we see Fatima in the hospital, and she's talking to Zach and Angela, and I think Angela called Zach after Fatima told her not to tell Zach anything. But Angela knows firsthand what will happen if you sit there and lie to Zach. And she was definitely scared when Zach went up and Belinda's house and tore it down like that and got in Fatima's face. But Zach sits there and he calmly tells Fatima, I'm not yelling, I'm not fighting, but I'm not negotiating with anybody. So that's his way of telling her, do what you want, but don't try me. But I'm glad that Zach didn't sit up there and act belligerent, because Fatima already told him once, if you do that again, I'm leaving and I'm gone. And Zach doesn't want to lose Fatima. But I'm glad that Angela made the executive decision to tell Zach what was going on, because Angela knows firsthand what will happen if you sit there and lie to Zach. And she's definitely scared of Zach. Then we see Deja, and it looks like she's fighting Leslie after Leslie tried to break in Fatima's house. And I'm starting to think that Deja and Fatima are starting to become friends. If Deja's fighting Leslie for her own reasons. What would her reason be? What beef do they have? Then we see Fatima in the law firm parking lot again, and she looks very startled, and I think she's looking at her car. Maybe Leslie destroyed her car. Fatima, I know you still got that gun on you. Use it and lay her out. They won't charge you with nothing because it'll be self-defense. Because you have proof of her stalking. Unless it's Malachi coming up there and stalking you too and trying to hurt you. Then we see Belinda and Nate arguing, and she's sitting there tossing his stuff out, trying to kick him out the house. Nate, you and Belinda shouldn't have been together anyway. Y'all just got together on the strength of trying to hurt Zach and Fatima. And y'all tried to build a real relationship after that, but it didn't work. Nate, you should have just went back home to your wife and tried to work it out, even though Lori didn't want you. Or you should have just got her divorced. Even though I know it's cheaper to keep her because you ain't got money like that, you should at least separate it and try to work on yourself. It flashes back to the repast, and Fatima's being carried on a gurney, and Zach is looking all in distress. He has his hands on his head like, what have I done? Why did I get myself into this? All because I was trying to help my brother out and help him get clean. Then we see Brett showing up at Angela's door. I'm like, are y'all dating or are y'all just friends? Let me know now, because I'm tired of playing this back and forth with y'all. Then we see Connie at the doctor, and the doctor tells her that the cancer is spreading. And when a doctor tells you that the cancer is spreading, that means you don't have that much longer to live. As Connie even told Zach that she has cancer and the cancer is not good and she doesn't have that much longer to live. And she's going to need Zach and Zatima to try to take care of the kids. Because when she tried to tell him that in the last season, he got a call about Jeremiah leaving the rehab. Tyler, I got a question for you. Why are you trying to take Connie out and not take Jeremiah or Belinda? We haven't had a chance to even dive into Connie's story yet. Then we see Leslie sitting in the shrine of pictures of Zach and Fatima and their friends. And I'm like, are you and Malachi on some type of stalker stuff and some First 48 and some Fatal Attraction stuff? Where y'all like, if I can't have you, nobody else will. And I'm going to try to take you out since my man won't. Then we see that Jeremiah has finally made it to the rehab and he's in inpatient. He's like, get me out of here, get me out of here. Jeremiah definitely needs to stay in inpatient rehab because if he's in outpatient, he'll sign himself out and he can roam freely and get back in drugs. But I thought he wanted to get better for his kids. We see Fatima consoling Connie and Zach is there to help. And I think this is when Connie tells them that the cancer is bad and she doesn't have that much longer to live. And she wants Zach and Fatima to take care of the kids. Connie and Fatima has grown a great relationship, and I'm glad that she went to Fatima and Zach to help her through this situation and to be there as some sort of... Connie really doesn't have anybody. All she has is Nate, Tony, and Zach. Then it looks like Connie's eventually about to fight Belinda, and I wonder what they're about to fight over. Even though I know Belinda has a smart mouth and she has beef with Connie for whatever reason. She has beef with her, and I think this is the beatdown that Belinda needs. Because apparently Fatima almost shooting at her didn't help. I think Preston has eventually joined Rise Ventures as a partner and an investor. Then we see Tony in distress and he's in the projects, and I'm like, I hope nothing bad happened to Connie. I hope Connie didn't pass away in her home or something. Then we see Zach and Fatima being all lovey-dovey in their home, and I'm like, they deserve this time to spend with each other. Because after everything that's been going on with them, I know it's been taxing on them mentally, physically, and also on their relationship. And they really needed to take time. Then we see Connie, and it looks like she's crawling out of a burning building. And I'm like, I hope her house is not burning down. She's already gone through too much. She's already having a terminal illness. Now she's about to lose her home. And I hope the situation wasn't where she was trying to take care of herself and make some food, and she can't do it, and something burned on the stove. Connie is going through too much. Tyler Perry, can you please give her a break? Flashback to the repast, and it looks like Zach is really beating Jeremiah up. Once again, Jeremiah definitely deserved this. He caused this whole thing to go down with Fatima being shot. Then we see Zach waking up from a dream, and I'm like, if this whole thing with Fatima being shot was a dream, me and Tyler Perry gonna fight. Because how many dreams are you gonna have with Fatima being shot? Flashback to the repast, and Fatima's being carried out on the gurney. Zach is giving her a kiss, and he's like, if something happened to you, Fatima, I don't think I could live with you. Zach can barely even function without Fatima being around for a couple days. Zach loves Fatima with his whole heart, and I think if something happened to Fatima or their baby, he would lose his absolute mind. Then we have Fatima telling Zach that she's going to be there with him every step of the way. And one thing about Fatima, she's gonna stick it out with Zach. That's her man, and she's gonna stick beside him. Let me know what you guys think about the trailer. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your bell notifications. Bye!